In this tutorial, we'll be covering waypoints that FPS Creator uses. You can use these waypoints to assign a pathway to an enemy, or say a anti-gravity lift, in which it will follow the path that you give it. So let's just take a quick look at this level that I've created here. We have our basic room, we have some lava on the outside. If I go up a level, we have our gantry, which a player can walk on, or an enemy, and then of course we have our ceiling. So I'm just going to go back to our bottom floor. Now, to start off, to add a waypoint, what we need to do is come up here, and we have these two orange flags. First thing we need to do is basically we don't have to be in our waypoint editing mode. It just makes it easier. So if you click on this flag, you'll notice that your level kind of zooms out. So then what we have to do next is click on the smaller flag, the one without a check mark, and what the game will do is it will create a star in your level. This signifies the start of a waypoint. So basically, if you see a big star in your level, that's going to be the start of a waypoint. Now, as you can see, that this star doesn't really have any path associated to it. So what we do to add a node, which will be our path, what we have to do is hold down our shift key and left click on the star. You'll notice it creates a small star. Now if I left click on the smaller star and drag it out, you'll see that it's starting to create a line. So you can do this as many times as you want, and you can create basically a nice path here. So basically this means that what we're looking at, this big star, will be the start of our pathway, and our character or whatever we assign to it will basically just follow this in a square. So we could end this off by putting him all the way back here if we wanted to. Now, what I'm going to do is, let's say I didn't want him to go in a square. So basically what I want to do is delete this node. Now to do this, all I have to do is just basically hold down my shift key and right click on that node, and it will remove it from this waypoint. Or sorry, from this path, I should say. So remember, if at any time you wanted to remove a node, all you would have to do is hold your shift button, right click on the little star, and it will remove it. Now I'm going to add a new waypoint just to show you some stuff here. I will start it out back here. I will start basically the same as before. You'll notice one thing with FPS Creator is that they have color coded the waypoints, so most of the time you should have some different waypoints going. So this one is a little more complex, as you can see. Now basically we can assign two different characters to each waypoint, but let's say if I wanted to give them a choice to either use this path or use the green path here, so either the red or the green, I can link these two together. Now how I do that is very simple. All I need to do, because I'm missing basically my path here, I have to create a new node, then all I have to do is drag it over top. Just that simple. You can see when I scroll in here that made that star white, which means that they are now joined. So if I move it, basically I'm moving both paths. So if you hold down shift and you right click on the star, what it will do is it will basically disconnect your join that you had. Again, if you wanted to join them back up, you just create a new node, or you could use that current node and then just drag the stars over top of each other. So that's pretty simple. Now what I'm going to do is so let me remove some of these here. I'll show you how to make a waypoint go up layers and down layers. So basically what I'm going to do is show you how to make this waypoint go up the stairs, go around our gantry, and come back down. So basically I have our starting here. This is what we started out the first time, if you remember. And what I need to do again is create a new node. Okay, and what I'm going to do is left click, and I'm going to keep holding down my left mouse button. I'm going to press the plus key on my keyboard, which will make us go up a layer. So now I can add that to the top of my stairs. So as you can see, if you look at it from the side, it's going straight, and then it goes up a layer, just like I said. So if you hit the minus key, you can see it's going up the stairs. So I'm going to go back up the layer. I'm just going to finish this pathway here, which is very, very simple. So just bear with me for 1 minute here, so we get back to where we want to be. Alright, there we go. Now, moving down a level is just the same as moving up. All we have to do is create a new node, get a hold of that node, and this time press the minus key on our keyboard to go down a layer here. Now I'll end this off here. So then what we're looking at, you can see that we have these 4 stars or nodes are on our current level. So then when we go up a level or a layer, we have these red. They're red now, which basically means that they're higher than our starting stars or nodes that basically just cross this gantry. Now, one thing, let's pretend we are adding some entities. You'll notice that when we're in entity editing mode or we're in segment mode, any kind of different mode like that, we see these paths, which can get annoying sometimes. So basically, to get rid of them, well, not rid of them, but to hide them, all you need to do is press the spacebar on your keyboard, and you can see now that they're gone. Now, that doesn't mean that they're deleted, because if I press my spacebar again, they show back up. All it's doing is it's just hiding them for me. So if I'm in segment mode and I don't want to see, say I'm working on the roof of this level, I can see the waypoints through the roof. If they're getting annoying, I can just press my spacebar and hide them, and then work away. So hopefully you've learned something on waypoints. We'll be covering how to do anti-gravity lifts with waypoints and how to assign an enemy to follow a waypoint in a level such as this in the upcoming tutorials. So we'll see you then.